Episode 56, JP, October 5, 2023. Washington neighbors of indoor wood burners told to photograph 20% opacity chimney wood smoke. RAWSEP View, Washington State tells neighbors of indoor wood burners to photograph 20% opacity chimney wood smoke. Washington State tells neighbors of indoor wood burners to take a photograph of the chimney smoke to see if it has 20% opacity for more than 6 minutes in an hour. Why not use PurpleAir PM2.5 monitors in the near neighbor's yard to have a permanent record every 10 minutes of the levels of PM2.5 above National Ambient Air Quality Standards, NAAQS, emitted by the indoor residential wood burner that reach the yards of near neighbors? Excerpts from the Washington State article below follow. Wood-burning fireplaces act as a mini-wildfire, and the resulting smoke can pose the same health risks as a wildfire. Nothing is stopping Washington State residents from setting wood-burning fire in their homes, but there are limits to how thick chimney smoke can be. Here's what to know about Washington's chimney laws and when and how you can report someone for burning smoke too thickly from their chimney. According to the Washington Administrative Code, you cannot cause smoke from any solid fuel burning device with an average of 20% opacity for 6 consecutive minutes in an hour. Start by taking a photograph of the chimney smoke. Washington, Tri-Cities home fireplaces can be as unhealthy as wildfires. How to report thick smoke in Tri-Cities. Tri-City Herald. The Tri-Cities are 3 closely linked cities at the confluence of the Yakima, Snake, and Columbia rivers in the Columbia Basin of eastern Washington. The cities border one another, making the Tri-Cities seem like one uninterrupted mid-sized city. Nothing is stopping Washington State residents from setting a wood-burning fire in their homes, but there are limits to how thick chimney smoke can be. Excerpts edited by RAWSEP for brevity and clarity and relationship to Residents Against Wood Smoke Emission Particulates Corporation, a non-profit organization. If you live in Franklin County, report concerns to the Washington Department of Ecology Eastern Region by calling 509-329-3400, filling out an online report here, or emailing errortscoordinator@aj.wa.gov. October 5, 2023. Home fireplaces can be as unhealthy as wildfires. How to report thick smoke in Tri-Cities. Wilderness fire smoke pouring into Tri-Cities. WA smoke from the Cedar Creek fire in Lane County, Oregon, Wilderness was moving northeast and pooling over the Tri-Cities, Washington, area Friday. The 2023 wildfire season has been one for the history books in the United States, particularly in Washington State. It's been so bad that a new study from Climate Central, a nonprofit that reports on climate issues, found that the average United States citizen has breathed in more harmful wildfire smoke this year than in any year since 2006. Washington State went backwards in terms of advances over the last 2 decades in air quality improvement, as did Oregon and California. Wildfires from around the Evergreen State and British Columbia, Canada, choked Washington in a thick haze earlier this summer, and fires continue to burn around the state, including in Mount Baker National Forest and Olympic National Park. At one point, the wildfires in the Pacific Northwest were so intense that a smoky haze was pushed by winds all the way to the Midwest. U.S. residents have been exposed to wildfire smoke more than any other year since 2006. What makes wildfire smoke harmful? PM2.5 exists within wildfire smoke. The smoke that can be spotted in the air is classified as PM2.5, particulate matter of 2.5 micrometers in size, only visible when clumped, such as in wildfire smoke. The EPA's AirNow discovered that wildfires contribute 15 to 30% of atmospheric PM2.5 in the United States. When PM2.5 is inhaled into the bloodstream and lungs, cardiovascular and respiratory illnesses can occur. Stanford researchers found inhaling wildfire smoke corresponds to lower test scores for students aged 8 to 14. It's not just wildfires that produce PM2.5. Wood-burning fireplaces act as a mini-wildfire, and the resulting smoke can pose the same health risks as a wildfire. Nothing is stopping Washington State residents from setting wood-burning fire in their homes, but there are limits to how thick chimney smoke can be. Here's what to know about Washington's chimney laws and when and how you can report someone for burning smoke too thickly from their chimney. Chimney smoke guidelines in Washington State. As more research is done and more is discovered about air quality and its importance, updated regulations have emerged. Washington state law specifies how opaque chimney smoke can be, and that violating these guidelines can lead to fines. According to the Washington Administrative Code, you cannot cause smoke from any solid fuel burning device with an average of 20% opacity for 6 consecutive minutes in an hour. In Washington, it's illegal to have smoke billowing at more than 20% opacity for more than 6 minutes in an hour. Washington State Department of Ecology, on top of air quality fines, you could also face nuisance claims. It is always illegal to smoke out your neighbor, says the Puget Sound Clean Air Agency website. Everyone has a right to breathe clean air. If smoke from your fire affects your neighbors, it is considered a nuisance and subject to law enforcement action. Start by taking a photograph of the chimney smoke. If you live in Benton County, report concerns to the Benton Clean Air Agency by calling 509-783-1304, extension 1, or by emailing contact@bentoncleanair.org. Include your name, address, and phone number with a complaint summary and information about where the issue occurs and who lives there. If you live in Franklin County, report concerns to the Washington Department of Ecology. Eastern Region by calling 509-329-3400, filling out an online report here, or emailing AirAlerts coordinator at aj.wa.gov. Read more at https://www.tri-cityherald.com/news/weather-news/article 2801333449.html #story link =CPY. Texas, Dallas. Say goodbye to the hassles of wood-burning fires with gas fireplace logs. In Dallas, Texas, patch wood-burning fireplaces have their fair share of risks, such as releasing harmful toxins into the environment. Say goodbye to the hassles of wood-burning fires with gas fireplace logs in Dallas, Texas. Excerpts edited by RAWSEP for brevity and clarity and relationship to Residents Against Wood Smoke Emission Particulates Corporation, a non-profit organization. Gas fireplace logs in Dallas, Texas. Gas fireplace logs are easy to use compared to wood-burning fireplaces. All you have to do is flip a switch or press a button, and your fireplace will ignite and the fire will last as long as you want it to, and you can turn it off easily without any effort. Wood-burning fireplaces have their fair share of risks, such as releasing harmful toxins into the environment. Gas fireplace logs are energy efficient, which means they use less fuel to heat a room compared to wood-burning fireplaces. A gas fireplace will retain about 70% of the heat produced, while wood-burning fireplaces disperse more than 90% of the heat through the chimney. As a result, gas fireplace logs will save you money on your energy bills. Switching to gas fireplace logs is a cost-effective, eco-friendly, and hassle-free. Master Services Gas Fireplace Logs. South Africa. Richards Bay residents urged to take precautions due to smoke. Witness, the citizen. High concentrations of wood smoke continue to be emitted from the scene, which is unavoidable. Fire in Richards Bay still rages on. As excerpts edited by RAWSEP for brevity and clarity and relationship to Residents Against Wood Smoke Emission Particulates Corporation, a non-profit organization. High concentrations of wood smoke continue to be emitted from the scene, which is unavoidable. As a precaution, people are encouraged to remain indoors as far as possible to reduce exposure to smoke irritants. The fire has continued to burn for almost 2 days, despite best efforts from numerous organizations battling the flames. Richards Bay residents are urged to take precautions as they venture out due to the high levels of smoke in the area. The general manager from NCT Forestry Agricultural Cooperative Limited said there is a risk due to the smoke in the area. Fire in Richards Bay still rages on. Firefighters are fighting to prevent the fire from spreading to neighboring areas. Aerial bombers and a very large contingent of ground forces and specialized machines continue to focus all attention on preventing the fire from spreading to any of the neighboring industries and residents. The fire is contained to the chip piles currently, and thankfully no further spread has occurred. TWK and the other neighbors remain safe. We are grateful for that. They have procured specialist equipment in order to kill the flames. Fidelity Group have rallied to assist and have provided, all the way from Johannesburg overnight, a high-tech specialist fire retardant applied by a powerful high-volume tanker. The retardant forms a cooling shell over the surface, thereby starving the fire of oxygen and heat. The public is urged not to be scammed by opportunists during this trying time. No clues yet as to what caused the fire in Richards Bay. Be aware of scam invitations being circulated on social media to deposit donations into a fire disaster fund. NCT and other organizations involved in firefighting have not established such a fund. California, Los Angeles. The Port of Los Angeles promised to measure pollution. Its equipment keeps breaking. Crosstown, LA. The most common pollutant is fine particulate matter, known as PM2.5. These are tiny particles in the air that can go deep into the lungs. They Montana, Missoula, Oregon. Among states suing EPA over wood stove pollution, Missoula current wood smoke contains fine particles and pollutants such as benzene and particulate matter, which is spewed not only by wood stoves, but also by New Mexico. Smoke isn't just changing the sky color. It's also impacting your brain. KUNR, the wood smoke mouse exposure chamber, sits in the lab at the University of New Mexico. New research is showing that exposure to wildfire smoke can have Oregon wildfire season continues despite rain in southern Oregon and northern California. OPB Oregon Public Broadcasting wood burning stove, he said. According to the South Central Oregon Fire Management Partnership, which covers South Central Oregon and Northwest Utah, University of Utah roving sentinels discover new air pollution sources at the University of Utah. Most pollutants showed a strong pattern that reinforced what we already know. NAAQS, PM2.5, BC, and CO2 levels were elevated along highways in the valley. India, Delhi weather, air quality dips to poor category at 159 with PM2.5 in national capital. English Jagran. According to AQI.in, a website that provides statistics on real-time air quality index, the present concentration of PM2.5, particulate matter, in India, Delhi's air quality remains poor at 159 with PM2.5 4.8 times higher than WHO's threshold. Hindustan Times. The current concentration of PM2.5 in Delhi stands at 72 micrograms per cubic meter, with PM10 at 161 micrograms per cubic meter, with most of the areas in Delhi NCR recording AQI of over. India, Mumbai and Bengaluru air quality worsens while Delhi's improves. Find out why India times PM2.5 is a fine particulate matter, less than 2.5 microns in diameter, that can cause serious health problems since these particles, being less PM2.5 and dementia. New research reveals how vitamin B-related amino acids could increase your risk of dementia. SciTech Daily researchers looked at fine particulate matter, PM2.5, which consists of pollutant particles of less than 2.5 microns in diameter suspended in air. PM2.5 and harm to populations. Protecting populations from the health harms of air pollution. The BMJ. These authors showed how two common air pollutants, fine particulate matter, PM2.5, airborne particles with a diameter of less than or equal to 2.5 m, and ozone, O3, PM2.5 and health risks. Nanoparticle emissions from Delhi's transport sector could trigger significant health risks. Study ET for PM2.5 or PM10. Being 600 times smaller than a human hair, they can penetrate deep into our lungs, bloodstream, and even the brain. PM2.5 and mortality. Interactive effects of ambient fine particulate matter and ozone on daily mortality in 372 cities. The BMJ conclusion. The findings of this study suggest a synergistic effect of PM2.5 and O3 on total, cardiovascular, and respiratory mortality, indicating the